Welcome. If you're just starting with the LAMP Words for Life app, this video is designed to guide you through the basics. Within this video, we will cover an introduction to the app, tips for teaching language with the app, an overview of the symbols and how the vocabulary is organized, and resources to continue learning about LAMP Words for Life. The LAMP Words for Life app is designed to support the language acquisition through motor planning LAMP approach. This method helps individuals who are non-speaking or have limited speech or language development to communicate using words by incorporating the principles of motor learning. You can learn more about the LAMP approach at the Center for AAC and Autism's website, aacandautism.com. The Center for AAC and Autism offers both online and in-person trainings on the LAMP approach, and we highly recommend that communication partners such as parents, teachers, and speech therapists attend this training to better support the learner. There are a few key principles of the LAMP approach to keep in mind. Everyone deserves access to a robust language system. A robust language system includes thousands of words, access to different parts of speech, and the ability to put words together to say whatever you want to say. For someone who is non-speaking, it's impossible to know exactly how much language they understand now or how much their language will grow over time. But a robust system supports lifelong language development. Without a tool that enables this kind of growth, developing language skills becomes much harder. A second principle is that motor planning is key. Just like with spoken language, every word is produced by a motor plan that consistently produces the same word and is different from the motor plans that produce other words. Another key principle in the LAMP approach is that motor plans remain consistent as vocabulary grows. The motor plans learned by someone learning their first words do not change as their vocabulary grows. Doing a motor task the same way every time leads to automaticity or motor memory. Once saying a word becomes automatic, the speaker doesn't have to think about how to say a word and can focus on the communication exchange. LAMP Words for Life is an 84-button vocabulary. While that may seem overwhelming for a beginner, it's important to know what the full robust system will look like, so when beginning words are learned, the motor plan to say that word will never change. In contrast, simpler systems with fewer buttons often change as the vocabulary grows, which can make new learning more difficult. Once you know how to say a word in LAMP Words for Life, it won't move or change and will remain constant. Language is complex, but learning it doesn't have to be. The app includes features that allow you to simplify the display, making it easier for the learner at any stage of their journey. If you are ever unsure where a word is located, the Word Finder tool is available to help you locate the word and guide you directly to it as you learn. Let's take a look. If playing a game and you want to model the word ball but you don't know where it is, select the spell numbers key and you'll see Word Finder, the purple button on the top row. Type in the word you're looking for and select Find. You'll see the series of buttons to press to say the word. You can tap those buttons to practice the motor plan to say the word. We'll talk more about why words are stored where they are later, but Word Finder is there whenever you need to locate a word. It can be challenging to know exactly how much language a non-speaking individual understands until they have a real way to express the words they know. When someone starts using an AAC device, they need time to learn where to find the words. Some individuals may face more challenges in learning language and will need extra support to learn word locations and connect meaning to those words. You can help by adapting the app to match where the learner is in their language journey. For individuals just beginning to use the device, there are two main ways to simplify the vocabulary. First, let's look at Vocabulary Builder. This tool limits the words visible on the screen, making it easier for the learner to focus on a smaller set of words while maintaining the motor plans for those words. To use Vocabulary Builder, go to the menu and select Vocabulary Builder. Turn it on to create a list of words you'd like showing. It's easy to use Quick Edit. Type in a word you'd like to have showing. Then select Add Word. Continue adding as many words as you want. When you're done, select Save, then select Done. You'll see the screen has been simplified as only the words you've selected are showing, making it so much easier to teach these words. However, the motor plans for these words remain the same as they will be when more vocabulary is visible. Go back into the menu to turn off Vocabulary Builder, and all words will be available again. When selecting words to show using Vocabulary Builder, there are a few things to keep in mind. It's important to have words available that the learner actually wants to say. The words we choose to teach are important. Not all words are created equally, and some words have more value than others because they occur more frequently in language. These words that occur frequently in language are called core words. These are words like help, more, go, eat, and stop. These are words that can be used in many situations. Research tells us core words make up 80% of spoken language, so it's important to be able to learn and use them. Vocabulary Builder isn't a static tool. It's there to help minimize the options on the screen so the motor plan for words can be learned. You can change the words available to match the activity and child's interests. For example, while playing on the playground, you might show words like help, up, down, fast, push, stop, and go. But if you're doing an art activity, you might use words like help, open, red, blue, yellow, and more. The words available can and should grow quickly. One list of words does not have to be mastered in order to learn more words. There are no exact rules about what words to show, but there are some guidelines on what words to pick, such as adding in some action words or verbs like go, commenting words such as yuck, specific nouns that are important to the device user mom, dad, or goldfish, and sensory needs such as squeeze as some examples. It's important to note that some learners don't need Vocabulary Builder to learn and use words. Use it only when needed and allow the learner time to explore on their own with Vocabulary Builder turned off. Let's explore the different vocabulary options available through LAMP Words for Life for those individuals that are learning their first words, new to using a speech-generating device, or who may have sensory processing or attention differences. It may be important at first to have an immediate response to selecting a word.
Play.
The app includes a one-hit vocabulary option.
Like.
That has 82 words that will speak
Go.
when the learner presses one button.
Eat.
With the one-hit vocabulary,
More.
when the learner moves their hand to say a word,
Drink.
they immediately hear the word. You can then respond to that word naturally to give that word meaning. For example, if the learner presses go, you can immediately push them in a swing, activate a toy, or do a little dance. If the learner presses help, you can respond naturally by saying, "Let me help you," or offer assistance. Once the learner is intentionally selecting a few words they want to use, it's time to expand their vocabulary. You can gradually increase the number of words you choose to have available. There is a transition list of about 200 frequently used words that you can load from Vocabulary Builder. Go to Menu, then Vocabulary Builder. Make sure Vocabulary Builder is turned on. Select File Lists, then select LAMP WFL Transition, Load File, and select Done. This list can be modified to include the words the learner needs and resaved for later use. You can start developing the motor plan
Eat.
with less words visible on the screen.
Hungry.
Using the transition list, as soon as the learner can consistently use a few words, it's time to add more words as quickly as possible. You can start by turning off Vocabulary Builder, or use it briefly to practice new words, then turn it off again. Model words naturally, and give the learner a chance to say something and get a response. The key is to find the balance between having new words available to learn without getting overwhelmed and frustrated. Let's explore an overview of the symbols and how the vocabulary is organized. The words on the home screen are core words. As we mentioned earlier, research shows us these words are used frequently in speech. At the one-hit level, these core words immediately speak when you press the home screen button. At the full level, you'll still see these home screen words labeled for consistency, but you'll have to hit more than one button to make it speak. For example, at the one-hit level, pressing the apple will say eat. It will take you to a page of related words. We call this a word family. From there, you can select this button next to hear eat.
Eat.
But you'll also have the option to say other words in this word family, like hungry
Hungry.
or food.
Food.
You can see there are categories of foods available, so I can say apple or some other snack you might want.
Apple.
Each of those words has its own unique motor plan, so the learner can practice and master the motor plan for each word. Once a word is spoken, the app always returns to the home screen, so any word can be said next with a consistent motor plan from the home page. Now let's explore patterns for parts of speech. You will notice there are specific patterns for different parts of speech. Verbs always end in this location. On the home screen, this symbol is called Action Man. The location of that bright green button will be the last button press to say verbs. When the apple is selected, the color stays the same, but the picture changes to show eat. Going across from that location, you'll find the different verb tenses: eat, eats, eating, eaten, to eat. When the cup of juice is selected on the home screen, the Action Man symbol changes to represent drink. Again, verb tenses will be found across this row. Following the same pattern, when the bed is pressed, one more button is pressed to hear the word sleep, and the symbol changes to represent that action. You will find adjectives and adjective endings living in the locations of these blue buttons. The paintbrush is the symbol, as adjectives or describing words, which you might use to help paint the picture. When the apple is selected, the blue color of that button stays the same, but the picture changes to illustrate the adjective associated with that word family: hungry. You can also say hungrier and hungriest. When the juice is selected, you can say the adjective associated with that word family: thirsty, thirstier, or thirstiest. When the bed is selected, the adjective associated with that word family is tired. Let's look at nouns in these word families. When selecting the apple, food nouns are available at the top. There are a lot of food words available, so you'll see several categories. You can select fruit, then you can say apple. When selecting the cup of juice, beverages are available across the top. When selecting the bed, you'll find furniture. It's important to point out that while these symbols have meaning, they may seem abstract. There is an association with all the many words that appear after selecting that button. The learner does not have to understand those meanings and associations in order to be successful. They will learn words by using a consistent motor movement to say the word, and by the actual response they get. Understanding and discriminating pictures is not a prerequisite for learning to use a word. Let's look at a few more parts of speech. Pronouns such as I, he, she, and they are yellow and found on the left side of the screen. Interjections and short phrases can be found here. These include okay, yikes, uh-oh, and hello. Conjunctions or connecting words are located here. This is where you will find the words and, but, and because. Prepositions like over, under, with, above, and inside can be found here. Determiner words like this, that, these, and those can be found here. You can download a quick reference guide on vocabulary organization that is linked in the description of this video. Okay, so you made it through the basics of the LAMP Words for Life vocabulary. You may now be asking yourself, what does a successful trial look like? It's important to set appropriate expectations. Learning new skills and learning language takes time and practice, and this is just the beginning. Every learner's rate of progress will be different. When engaged in a fun activity and given the opportunity to say what they might like to say, and they are getting a natural and fun response from the individuals supporting them, does the learner intentionally aim for a button to make something happen? If so, that is a good foundation on which to build. Has the communicator learned a couple words and used them in an activity or two? That's a good start. It's important to know where they are beginning from and be able to look and see what gains they are making throughout the trial period. If it's been difficult to get some intentional button presses, we would suggest attend a LAMP training for tips on teaching language using AAC and strategies for supporting motor learning. Chat with speech therapists and/or occupational therapists about motor and visual issues that may be impacting progress and strategies to accommodate those needs. Keep in mind that many kids need a key guard or tactile grid on the screen to help support their motor and vision needs. There are more resources available for you to support your AAC journey with LAMP Words for Life. The Help section within the app offers a digital user manual for reference. The LAMP Words for Life website has vocabulary and programming quick reference guides available under the Support and Education tab. Visit lampwflapp.com. Video tutorials can be found on the PRC-Saltillo YouTube channel. Join the LAMP Words for Life Facebook users group to learn from a community of LAMP Words for Life users and communication partners. Find LAMP trainings being offered near you on the AAC and Autism website.